by Sunway Boards of Directors. Not forgetting our Sunway Group Exco and our special guests from Harvard, Stanford, and Monash, Australia. Make some noise! Not forgetting, of course, our very own Sunway mascots, Elfie from Sunway Medical Center, Leo and Leona from Sunway Pyramid, Saxon the Sun Bear from Sunway University, Captain Craig and Lee, and the Malayalam Warriors of Lost World of Tambu. And special thanks to the Sunway Leaders Conference Committee for bringing in the Sunway for Good letter box. Give it up, Sunway!
advancement in healthcare and education, amongst others. Besides being conferred 10 honorary doctorates by leading universities worldwide, he has also been recognized twice as Forbes Asia Hero of Philanthropy in 2009 and 2015, respectively. He was appointed Council Member of the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network in 2013, a member of Harvard's Global Advisory Council in 2014, and a member member of the Committee of University Resources at Harvard in 2015. He is the chairman and co-founder of the Asian Strategy and Leadership Institute, a leading independent private think tank committed to development of Asian leadership and strategic thinking. He was also appointed Officer of the Order of Australia by the Prime Minister of Australia for his contribution in building bilateral ties between Malaysia and Australia through education. He established not just the Jeffrey Cheah Foundation, which has to date disbursed more than 270 million ringgit in educational scholarships, but also the Jeffrey Cheah Institute of Southeast Asia, the first public policy think tank based in a private university in Malaysia to conduct and promote joint research and teaching on the economies, societies, politics and cultures in Southeast Asia to create broad-ranging impact for the 600 million strong populace throughout the ASEAN region. Last year also saw the launch of the Jeffrey Sachs Center on Sustainable Development, envisioned by him and brought to life via a partnership between his namesake foundation and the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network, led by Professor Jeffrey D. Sachs, a world-renowned economist and a champion of sustainable development, following a USD $10 million gift. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor to welcome our founder and chairman of the Sunway Group, Yamabagya Tan Sri Dr. Jeffrey Cheah, to deliver his keynote address. He will be joined by Sunway Group President Dato Seri.
Great introduction. I don't have to say any more. It's already all has been said. But a very good morning, my colleagues. Very good morning. I would like to especially welcome the board of directors of Sunway Berhad, the REITs, especially Tan Sri Ahmad Daud, who is the chairman. And Sunway Construction, of course, the chairman is Dato Chai Kun, who has called me up. He has to, go to hospital for another important checkup for his procedure. So I have to excuse him. And I think the first thing I want to say is to thank all these good directors, especially the independent one, who has been very, very upfront with their views and no nonsense, fiercely independent, and which will augurs well for us because we are running public listed companies and we are very transparent, and that is what we want to do, and we make sure that we do the right thing, and we have always been very, very careful about making sure that our integrity is intact. Even we are very successful, we need to be very humble. And whatever we do, we must do it in an excellent manner. And that's what I'm here to say a big thank you to all of you. Really it is you that has made things happen. And I'm indeed very gratified. Of course, sitting next to me, of course, Dato Chew, the president, who has come a long way with me. He went through 2 recessions that I nearly went bankrupt. He didn't, but he helped me right through the storm. But anyway, that's part of entrepreneurship, and great risk taker sometimes suffers a lot, and we suffer in silence. And that's when the bad time comes, that call for good leadership, and leadership whom people really see and believe that we care. And we are not here to cheat people. We are here to do an honest living, to build something good for the future generation. And that's a big difference. I must say that our philosophy in Sunway will always be that way. And we don't bully people. We will we will help people rather to succeed. And best of all, our philosophy in terms of hiring and giving aids to people or helping people, we don't look at their passport, their race, their religion. And we are all one human being on planet Earth. And that's why I'm very passionate to do what I can with my shelf life still left. And that's why I say I aspire to inspire before I expire. Hopefully, before that shelf life expired, I've done a lot more than, with your help, of course, to society. And I have asked Dato Cheah to come sit next to me because he is a number man and he knows a lot about the group, how I went through, and he can tell you a lot of story. But fortunately, not bad story, good story that we were very honorable in how we do our business, and that's what we are, Sunway. And now you said that this conference we have changed from manager conference to leadership conference, which is very, very appropriate. We are always on the lookout for good leaders. Leaders, of course, Dato Cheah and I has managed a lot of people, technically very good, but they are lousy leaders, and they cause a lot of our headache. Cause a lot of headache for us because half the time we are solving their problem, not technical problem. Their human skill, their big problem with managing people, and that's something I always say we have to learn. And I practice open door policy, and I have always said that my door is open, but don't ever say that yes, door is open, there's a tiger inside. Tiger is very tame, they listen. My face may not smile, but I listen. I listen because sometimes a lot of headache. You don't expect me to smile all the time. I thought that through this openness that you encourage feedback, and I always do. But Dato Cheah will tell you that we have seen a lot. Some people are very protective, like Mr. Living King called control freak. Control freak. Everything they must be controlled, and they don't listen to advice, and they don't disseminate their reasoning or knowledge to the subordinate. And they don't groom their successor, and these are very disappointing. And I always say that it is very important for us to groom our successor. I mean, all of us are model men. We can go anytime, but I think, is it fair? If you go, the company collapse, and I think it's not so good. So therefore, you must have a succession plan, and always select the right person, not because you like that person, but select the person objectively. And that's our way of doing things. Now, like when I started the Sunway Medical Center, we were having 35% share owned by doctors, about 60 of them. I won't say doctors are bad people, very smart, very good people, but they are very, very difficult people to manage. I must, because you don't ask me what to do, I tell you what medicine to take, here you are. That's my experience with the doctors, and it's okay, but now it is fantastic that I have gone through this to understand these smart people, how they behave that way. Now of course Sunway Medical is almost 100% owned by Sunway Berhad, because we bought back most of the share except 0.0001. One doctor, he said, oh, that's sentimental to me, I don't want to sell my share. One share, you just want to keep one share. But it's causing us a very big problem today. Today, corporate governance require, when there's an outside shareholder, you have to go through all kinds of AGM and all this to get things passed, which I'm trying to convince him to sell that one share back to us, so we don't have to waste time. Anyway, we can't force people, but good encouragement, good reasoning can help, so that's our way of doing things. Now again, I can tell you a lot of story how I started Monash here. It was not easy, Monash, they were looking for, we were doing training program in Monash 20 over years ago, and then after that, Najib, who was Minister of Education at that time, he said he wants to open up for foreign branch campuses to be here. And we were the first one offered, because I sit in the Higher Education Council under him. And when that thing happened, of course I proposed Monash to be my partner. And it was not an easy thing. Monash, Professor Mel Logan then was very entrepreneurial, and finally he searched Malaysia for a partner, but finally he still came back to me. He said, "Jeffrey, you are still the best one. Let's shake hands." And that's how we started. And but of course he only wanted 20% share. Then I said, "Mel, aren't you confident about this project?" He said, "No, I'm confident, but it's my academic, or it's not Monash. Melbourne, you know how the academics are. They're very risk adverse, So I said, okay. Finally, I convinced him to take 24%. And then now we are doing very well. Monash a few years ago asked for more. 10 years ago, asked for more, and then now they are 45%. I have to sell them 21%. Now we are 55, 45. I did tell Monash that no more, please don't ask for any more share. This is the last we can sell to you. So, but it is something that, it is, Sunway is a controlling shareholder of Monash Malaysia here, but we don't behave like one. We don't behave like one because we are their partner, and their partner for life. And I love Monash here as much as I love Sunyu. But here, of course, different Vice Chancellor come and go. Now we have a new Pro-Vice Chancellor in Andrew Walker. Where is Andrew? Andrew, yeah, thank you. Helen has decided to join another group in Australia, and of course Andrew now has been proposed as the Pro-Vice Chancellor. I welcome you, Andrew. Welcome to the Sunway family. You are part of us. You are part of us. If just now they were asked me to select what is on the SDG, I would have selected that one called quality education. Because I strongly believe in education. It is through education that we can change the feudal mindset or backward mindset of people, of our younger people, who cannot be influenced. If they are well qualified, good quality education, they can think for themselves. They will not be influenced by extreme people like the ISIS or something like that. So I strongly believe in education. That is why I brought Monash here, set up Sunway University here, and also now linked with Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, and possibly later Professor Babashi, Stanford. And of course your dean of business has invited me to visit Stanford, which I shall do. Hopefully we can sign something to Stanford. And of course Stanford is in the West Coast, East Coast is Harvard. So, we have got all the good university. Of course we want to learn from you. That's the whole reason for the linkage, because we are still very young. We are very eager to learn, and especially our Sunwayan here are all very eager to learn. But I sometimes feel disappointed when we organize good program. I don't see many of your faces here or in the lecture room to listen to a good professional speaking about various subjects which are very relevant to our business and to our work. So I hope, I encourage you that all these are brought in for your good, for us to do good, and that is please be very conscious of that. And I'm also very glad that now with the educational institution that we have, Sunway University, Monash University, Malaysia, Sunway College, and Sunway International School, we have our store over 250 children from the staff studying in this institution, and I'm very glad. Hopefully it will become 2,500 and 25,000 next time. Yeah, thank you.
250
Really, the whole purpose of my bringing the good quality education is really to help our staff, because I started Sunway College in 1986 during the very bad recession in Malaysia. I think Dato Cheah knows about it, and we were very badly caught. And of course, I also understand that parents who have children overseas also were having a very tough time, because the ringgit also depreciated a lot, and jobs were not abundant and in abundance. So therefore, I thought that I do the training program to help at least save some cost for them, and that's how I started. And then when the thing opened up for branch campuses, I was very keen. Of course, Monash was my first choice. Yeah, and now, of course, we have done very well. Monash now is ranked number 80 in the world. It's around 80 in the world, and I think we have the best university here. I can say it in this closed door, because if I say it outside, the public university would not like me. What to do? And I have encouraged competition. Our Sunway University have a good collaboration with Lancaster University. It's ranked about 129 in the world. Of course, it's not so prominent as Monash. Monash is 80, there's 129. But having said that, and their business school is number 4 in the UK. So if you study in SunU business, you get 2 degrees. We all know it's fantastic. You study, pay local fee, you get 2 degrees, 1 international and 1 SunU. And SunU also is very high ranking. So therefore, I have said to some of our staff that why you have to send your children overseas? You can save a lot of money here. Today with the globalized world, we know, one day you are here, today you are here, 8 hours you are there, or 12 hours you are in London. So it's so close by. Why you need to send them overseas? Because over here, education is just as good. We don't muck around with the standard. So therefore, you can save a fair bit of money by having your children studying at our own institution, and you can watch them as they grow up. We all know that when the child grows up, when they are teenagers, they are very impressionable. As parents, you should spend more time with them, watch them, and make sure they grow up properly. And I have got friends many years ago, 7 years old, they sent to UK or sent anywhere. When they come back, sometimes they will joke. When they ring the bell, or they open the door, you're my son. You got ring on the nose here, and hair coming down. You like that? That was the fact. It was told to me, and the guy, they are still alive. There were bankers that thought that it's a fantastic thing for them to send their children young overseas. But you don't watch them closely. They grow up to be who they are. It's actually the parents' fault, because who will look after your children like you do? It's your own child. So therefore, my encouragement is we have a very good institution here and we don't play around with quality. If there's any shortchanging, come and see me. Come and see me. I will make very sure you'll be compensated and it will not happen in our show. And that I can promise you, as far as education is concerned. On the subject of healthcare, which I'm also very, very passionate about, because it's something we all need. Education and healthcare, always. Other things like theme park or whatever, it's not so, it's important, but it's not so essential. Because as we grow up, we need healthcare and we need education. Now, like in healthcare, over here in Sunway, I always tell, sometimes I joke, a lot of your children are born in Sunway. So it's from the cradle to the deathbed, but not to the coffin, because we don't do services for the dead. We will offer, land to build nirvana, graveyard. Yeah, you ask Dato Seri, we said, no, we cannot. We are only looking after the people who are alive, not when they are dead. So I think that's what it is here in Sunway. You do everything and it's very well integrated. And I think by seeing what you see here, turning a wasteland into wonderland is something that when you congratulated me a lot when he was here with the wife long ago. And I'm not saying that I'm very proud, but I really want to see that more of devastated land, like what we have here, can be rehabilitated by a lot of people who has the means, who has the capability, but they are just not in it. But then I hope that to change the mindset, hopefully we can recover more of ex-mining land like what we have. You have seen in the picture last time. It is a really difficult piece of land actually to rehabilitate. But we have done it. We have protected the ecosystem, and we can be very proud of that. Where is concerned, we are expanding. I always say to 1,100 beds, but Lau is very worried because I don't know. He kept on saying how he's going to handle. The saying goes, if the dream is not scary, it's not big enough. I have very big dreams and it's very scary. So therefore, I will continue to have big dreams, but we know we can get there. I tell you, I have done a lot of things and my manager will come and tell me it's not possible. And I always kept quiet because I cannot prove to them yet. Now, of course, they have nothing much to say. They say fantastic because it has been transformed. So the same thing like in the medical school, I don't mind talking about the medical school because I've always wanted the medical school since I started in 1986. 1990, I went to UK, Churchill Hotel. I invited 3 Dean of Medicine to talk to me. Dean Newcastle University, Manchester, and Leicester University, who were having training with me. I sat down with the Dean and I told them, gentlemen, I'm here to talk about medical school outside your country, UK, to have a medical school outside. Then we talk and talk. They said it's not possible, very difficult, and because General Medical Council of UK will not recognize an offshore campus degree from this university. So I of course I was not convinced, but they keep saying no. So finally, I accepted that and came Monash. So when I was talking to Mel Logan, the first Vice Chancellor that we did the branch campus here, and I asked Mel, I would like to have your medical school. We all know that Monash Medical School is one of the best in the region, and our own medical school here in Malaysia, the standard has dropped a lot over the years. So how to benchmark with Monash campus medical degree conducted in Malaysia will be a very good benchmark for all of us, for the medical profession and all this. So Mel rightly told me right in the face, he said, Jeffrey, don't think about it. Don't even think about it. I said, oh, why? He said, why? First of all, you cannot afford it. Secondly, the Australian Medical Council will never approve it. And thirdly, of course, my conservative council in Monash, Australia will never agree. So I said, Mel, I cannot accept that expedition, but I will still try. So then we have Monash campus here, change of Vice Chancellor to David Robinson. Of course, David Robinson did not do much in that score. And then came Professor Richard Larkin, who is a medical man, and he was in the Australian Medical Council. And we did go through that process, and finally Richard was very good. He still sits in our board of trustees. He's a good friend of mine, very nice gentleman. He worked very hard because I told him, Richard, please help. I really like the school. Finally, he got the Australian Medical Council agreeing, and also Monash Council agreed to have the medical school overseen in KL. So I think when I heard about that, I was very pleased, very happy. Then I started to apply for license from our own Ministry of Health. But I was rejected, Ministry of Education, sorry. It was rejected. And I applied again, it was rejected. Just very frustrating in Malaysia lah. The civil servant here, they just don't know what they are talking about. And finally, I went to see the Prime Minister Mahathir, and I explained to him. He understands, he see that it's a very good thing that we are doing. He said, "Are you sure, Jeffrey, you can support it?" I said, "Of course, I'll do it with all my best." So finally, he agreed. In 2 weeks' time, I got the license. Having the license is one thing, but of course, Dato Cheah and Living King have done all the feasibility. And once I got that, all the approval, I was very happy. And these two gentlemen came rushing into my room and said that, Tan Sri, we did the study. We cannot afford it. We will lose 120 million before we can break even. You know how I felt at that time. I was just looking at the ceiling and said, oh my God. So whatever it is, there again reached the king. So I told them, never mind. We go. We have to go. We go ahead and do it. And that was 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago now. We have now graduated more than 400 well-qualified Monash graduates of medicine. They are so successful, they don't own any hotel.
Airbnb.
Yet they are biggest hotel here. Uber, how many cars do they own? Nothing very much, but they are the biggest taxi. And the Grab taxi, who was started by one of our students, it's fantastic. So what I'm saying is things have changed so fast. Things changes so fast that it really mind-boggling. If we don't adjust and learn and continue to adopt the new things that has happened, we will lose out as a company and as a person, as a professional person. And this is something that I will continue to encourage. We are spending a fair bit of time. We are now setting the innovation lab headed by Matt Lewin, who was from Cambridge, and hopefully we will do something very exciting and encouraging. And I've been setting up some standard for Matt and Mock and IT people that we want to be the digital hub in Sunway. The digital hub means we got a lot of allowances and and special the tax privilege of the government. They are encouraging that, and you young people has got a mind, has got a fast mind, to create new things for us. These are the way forward. These are all these things. I believe will augurs well for the Sunway group, and maybe Dato Cheah can add a few more things.
No, I don't.
Big, very scary one.
Scary, yeah. Now, I give you an example how Tang Street developed this township. It's not like any other developer who market standalone condo. Tang Street, developer who, most of them don't even do marketing, they just sell the condo they build. And a good developer may be design their product to suit what the customer needs. But Tang Street developed the whole and create a whole ecosystem that meet the customer need, and that generate new demands for our product and services. And that's where it differentiates him. You look at shopping mall, and you need an anchor tenant, and then the tenant mix to make a shopping mall successful. Tang Street look at a township, he needs a university, maybe the anchor tenant for the towns, for example. And he thinks in that way, in a bigger scale than the shopping mall. So that's where I think it makes him very different from many other developers. He thinks in that direction. He's a very visionary person, and he visualizes and dreams a lot. But the future belongs to a dreamer, not belong to the worker. So better all of us also start to dream a little bit.
Thanks for some good words, but anyway, we went through very difficult time also, like in 86, 1997, 98. Because 1997, 98, of course, it was like a perfect storm. In 97, 98, you have the collapse of the ringgit, the sand, and and then you have the haze, the SARS, 9/11. I call it a perfect storm because really for that few years, 1997 to 2003, something like that, nothing was done. A wound, so to speak. But it was fortunate that we were very steadfast with our belief of our core values, and our stakeholder continue to support us. Like in anything else, if you are a bad guy and nobody trusts you, then I think it is very difficult to overcome crises like what we have gone through. Because we are good, we work very hard, stakeholders know that we are very genuine people in terms of building back the business, they supported us. And that's how we are today. And things are looking very good. I mean, I'm pretty proud and happy that last year, 2015, we did pretty well. 2016 last year, we did even better under challenging circumstances. But this year, I think we also can do the same, if not better. I think hopefully, no change in the political environment, and outside influence is beyond our control. But as long as things are within our control, I think we can weather the storm pretty well. I think hopefully there's no more storm. Of course, we all know that the world is in a very very I say uncertain, meaning that you have Donald Trump elected. Now Donald Trump, going to be 100 days. Let's see, during the 100 days he will not press the button. That is too scary if he does that. I think hopefully he is a pragmatic businessman. I hope, but only hope that he will listen more to his advisor, rather than flaring out and wouldn't care less about what people say. That happen, So, but anyway, we hope things will not happen the way that some analysts describe. But anyway, in our local domestic front, I know the election is coming quite soon. A lot of it that will maturing within 3 years, and hopefully they will come back again. My belief is the local market is still very attractive because the ringgit, if you have for foreign investor, I'm talking about, because the ringgit is so low, you bring in $1, you get 450, last time it was only 3. So on that score alone, you already make some good percentage. Don't talk about the potential of the share price, and the returns on dividend and what have you. So I am talking to a lot of foreigners that, hey, look at Malaysia. I was told lately that UBS and JP Morgan has recommended to come into Malaysia again. Hopefully it's the start, But on the election side, I believe Barisan will still be the government. Because that's how this country political system work and how it is structured. Construction. I believe that there are lots of infra being put in place. LRT3, MRT2, MRT3 will be coming, and then you have BRT from Kuala Lumpur to Klang, which is being tendered. So I think for Sunway Construction, we are a good construction company that Dato Kwan and Chung and Liu and all these people. As far as property development is concerned, of course, I was just talking to our independent director, Alvin Fernandez. There was a lot of caution. Everything is overbuilt, more or less. Shopping mall, I believe there will be a lot for sale. Office space, there are a few towers coming up. I don't know why they are building office space so much in that kind of manner. You have 118 story, the PNB building, and then the Mulia in Tun Rasa Exchange is about 70 story. I heard they have stopped work, but the Chinese have taken over. But who is going to occupy all this office? So I've been telling Koh Tun and Cheah, I said whatever it is, we must list out all our office space, which we have done. They have done very well. We are almost there. We have almost list out most of it. And now I think, of course, we are reserving our war chest, so to speak, topping up our war chest to look for opportunity. There are plenty of opportunity out there. Of course, I don't think there will be a crisis here, but if we select bits by bits, we do it well, the money is still there, people will still buy our product. A case in point is like Sunway Velocity, a 25 acres complex. We are doing very, very well. We serve Cheras market very well. Whatever we put up, the sales is very encouraging. And we have a medical center which will open end of next year, and the hotel, Sunway Velocity Hotel, will open in the third quarter of this year. And all these are very exciting, and I think in the hotel side, we have now a very strong team of hoteliers headed by Albert Cheah, and we are very proud of that. And I'm confident that the team will change our image, will change the hotel sector for Sunway. And we have more than 3,000 old rooms. Only here in Sunway alone, this location we have 1,500 rooms. Now I was just 2 days ago, I was in our Sunway Malaysia residence. I must let you all know that over in this township,
Retire Sunway.
Continue to look after your interests. Why you look after Sunway interests, and that's what it is. And to further add on a little bit, how what we must do as a group. I always admire how the Singapore cabinet run Singapore. They employ the best meritocracy. They select the best, and they really have good KPI for them. And also, they are very nimble. They reinvent themselves all the time. They look at the whole world. What are the opportunities for them? they're re-engineered, very nimble, making decisions very fast. And that's what I want to see Sunway to be. We have to be, because it's a competitive world. We have to move fast. But I mean, if people know me, I normally say, I want it yesterday, not tomorrow. But that we stay lean and keen and very nimble, look at the situation, make decisions fast and move on. I'm quite confident that we will get a good outcome. Yeah. So if you look at the group, we have got plenty of diverse resources. Use the university for knowledge, or use certain things like now we are doing water treatment. We go to Sunview or Monash, from the engineering side, how to do. I'm very confident the professor will welcome it. I think today there are lots of professors here. They are fantastic professionals, so they are there to help. So yesterday we had a board meeting in Sunway University. I was shown the arts and science, School of Art. I think it's state of the art, on the 7th floor. Our GBMC, our branding people, who do videoing and all this, you should go and have a look. And I'm sure you will learn a lot, you can tap a lot from the experts. Of course, I think how to slide it down, slide them down, and open it up, and then, there must be a solution. That's why I said, I don't often accept no for an answer. Somebody tell me no,
use the same example as me.
What is it? No? Something can be done. And that's why never give up. The tenacity, the fortitude of in ourselves are all there. If we just put our head and our effort, put them in proper place, we will succeed. I'm very confident of it. It's in boxes, which we have seen in US, UK, Australia, and all this. So what it is, we have spoken to a lot of our retailers, and I sit with the retailer, the big ones. They are very, very happy with Sunway management. They keep telling me, you people know what you are doing, and that's why we like you. And thanks Chan and the team for doing that. Easy to convince some of these rich guys to come with you, but with Sunway name, we are there. They will come. No, they tell me personally, I don't mind saying that, So therefore, it is fantastic. And of course, on the rich side, Dato Jeffrey is putting a lot of effort to acquire a lot of yield accretive asset. He will not simply go and acquire asset that don't give him the yield. He is more kiasu than the Singaporean. This is fantastic. I know, it is fantastic. Rich in a big way, and I'm quite confident in the long run we will do very well, because it helps Sunway Prahat. We build, nurse it up nicely, then we sell it to the rich and get cash to go for new projects again. This is a fantastic arrangement done in a transparent manner, because PERSA, this Security Commission, set very stringent rules and regulations for related party transactions. So I think there's nothing for you to worry about. We will abide by all that, and yet we will succeed. And velocity in a place called Payak Trobong, Aitam, which is very, very much underserved. We are going to build a medical center, a college, a shopping mall, and service apartment and all that. Because that area, there's about 300,000 people underserved. Because long ago, that place is like Cheras, where all the middle and lower income stay. This was Penang. About 40 years ago, a lot of low-cost housing were there. But now, after 1 or 2 generations, lifestyle change. The younger people demand more things, and we see a lot of potential there. So therefore, we will be building another complex there, a huge one, and we are expanding Sunway Carnival Mall into double the size in Sprang Jaya. And the Ministry of Health has asked us to build a big hospital next to our hotel. So these are all being in the process now, and this we know, no matter what happens, this will also perform with our good management, good branding, and good knowledge of the market and good support, especially from our retailer. So this is this augurs very well. And of course, in Banjaran we are expanding to 45 villas, and now we have the dynamic Alex from Italy. Who is Alex? Alex. He has been able to sell. Last time we only sell 1,200. Now he can sell for 4,000. So fantastic. Per room, he can sell sometimes. He is not cheating. He knows how to sell. How to say that this is worth so much. You come and stay, and they are happy. They go back and they shake his hand. He always tell me, But it's wonderful. Banjaran, Professor Babashir, you should bring your wife here. Come and be my guest and stay there. All, including John McCain and Joseph Lieberman. They stayed there. Oh, this place is fantastic. Maybe the GI should have R&R there. But anyway.